This is the absolute worst way to talk about an issue in the workplace with an Enneagram 1.
People are upset about the way you led this project. Well, no one was pulling their weight. They wanted to, but they were having trouble keeping up with your tight schedule and rigid protocols.
Why don't you just write me up for being the only one on this team who wants things to be perfect?
All I'm saying is you could have listened to some of your coworkers' suggestions.
I did listen, but their suggestions were just wrong.
Here's what went wrong. Ones have this amazing ability to make systems that create excellence over and over and over again, and they see proof that their systems work. When coworkers aren't following through on those systems that they've worked really, really hard on, ones get frustrated. I guarantee you running in the back of their mind is this anger of like, hey, why can't you see that I know the best and most efficient way to do this task? Why are you not doing it? It's why you'll hear ones use words like should, right, and wrong, because everything feels very black and white to them. And I get it, this can be hard to work with, especially if you have a more free-flowing, flexible workflow like a 7 or a 4. But if you could just pause for 1 second and put yourself in a 1's shoes, because nothing that you say to them is going to be worse than what they say to themselves on a daily basis. They are their own harshest critics. So if you do feel like things are too rigid or you need to bring in some criticism about the way these systems are being run, or maybe the rigidity that is happening with the 1, I encourage you to use gentleness. They're already so incredibly hard on themselves. Like, 1s are so mean to themselves. It is awful. It's why they're like still thinking about that mistake they made 4 years ago and like running it through their head like before they fall asleep at night. What that could look like is opening and closing the conversation with something positive. That doesn't mean you need to get all touchy-feely, right? In fact, I would advise against this, because a conflict superpower with type 1s is just saying facts over feelings, not bringing in that emotional side of things. So instead of saying this,
People are upset about the way you led this project.
say, I see and appreciate all the hard work you've put into this, and I want to brainstorm ways that we could make it smoother in the future. Maybe we can start with outlining very clear expectations of what you need from your team members.